Rematch is a fairly new 5v5 multiplayer-based fresh take on classic football. Made by the creators of Sifu, it focuses on fast-paced, constant action, ensuring intense, cinematic moments. But is it any good? Hell yeah it is. In reality, Rematch was able to scratch a long-term itch. A semi-competitive sports game that doesn't make me outright lose my mind.
Man, I'm gonna break my monitor, I swear.
But anyways, that does beg the question. What makes Rematch so fun? And are there any things they can improve upon? So, let's begin. Firstly, we'll be covering probably the most important aspect. The gameplay. I would say this is the best of Rematch, since its gameplay is really unlike anything else. Rather than controlling an entire team, you only control a single character, yourself. Each pass, shot, and save is in the player's hands, along with each mistake. Oh shit. Allowing the player to feel quite immersed. The game also features a fairly quick tutorial that teaches you the basic mechanics, like you are seeing, as well as some practice challenges that help you refine specific skills, like your dribbling or your defense. Finally, there is a free play field that allows you to freely practice as much as you want. Or to goof around. Now, although the gameplay is quite fun, it does fall short in some aspects. The goalkeeping system is a bit inconsistent, to say the least. O que aconteceu? Yeah, being a goalkeeper can be an absolute nightmare, for two reasons. If your defenders aren't really helping, you're at the mercy of the opponent's strikers.
My bad.
On the other hand, you have to deal with things like this. But that might just be a skill issue. Besides the goalkeeping, the dribbling also has a slight flaw, which has to do with its own strength, its simplicity. When dribbling, you only have three options. Push the ball, cutting it away from the opponent, flick it directly over him, or use a standing skill move. But besides that, you don't really have any other dribbles you can do. Don't get me wrong, it is still fine the way it is, but after a while it can get slightly repetitive. It would be fun to see a new mechanic, or even some animations added. Actually, while making this video, the devs announced they would be adding new movesets, so good on them. However, beyond the goalkeeping and dribbling, the rest of the gameplay is still in a very good state. And that wraps up the gameplay. Next we have an equally important aspect. The community. When I say community, I mostly mean your team and the opponents you face. Because, like any team-based game, both will determine your overall experience in the match. Unfortunately, not all players come equal, and as a result, each match can feel like a dice roll, on whether you get good teammates or lobotomized patience. As a result, playing solo is just pure torture, so it is highly recommended to at least play with a duo, even if they aren't the best. Now, beyond actual good teammates, the type of players you commonly find will generally fall into one of two categories. First, you have the god-awful strikers. These guys push up, shoot the worst shot in existence, and then complain when you end up conceding a goal. And I genuinely do not get it. Why? Why not wait or pass to someone instead? Anyways, then you have the other players, which are just awful at everything. I don't mean to be rude, but how? How can you be this unironically unskilled at a video game?
Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
The bigger issue is the toll this takes on your sanity. But that's just part of the game, I guess. All in all, this leaves us with the final mentions. I believe I've covered the majority of the game's pros and cons. I really do love this game, and I truly believe it has much ahead of it. Even now, the devs are adding new content and, hopefully, they'll patch the few remaining details. Now, is Rematch 100% perfect? No. No game is. But is it very fun and does it have a lot of promise? Yes, absolutely.